Okay, the camera's not on. We have to look on Instagram, see whether it's live or not. Instagram belum lagi kot on.
Okay.
Test, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, everybody. I am live for our one-on-one debate that we didn't know we needed between myself. It's not really a debate, but between myself and Aunty HR, aka the professional bimbo, and her real name is Sim Ling Ku. So Sim Ling will be with us very shortly, and we will then have a nice chat with her because, ladies and gentlemen, this is something quite unique in HR. And as you know, she's a unique personality because we never had someone like this before in our industry, at least, because she's able to speak her mind. She can say whatever she wants. And this is something that is truly unprecedented in the HR industry. So we wanted to see what you guys thought about this. We will start at 8 p.m. There's about 13 more minutes to go. In the meantime, before I bring her on, I'd like to know your thoughts if you are online right now to see what you think about being bold in HR, being able to say whatever you want, or do we still have to have that HR decorum? Do we have to speak in HR speak? Do we have to use corporate lingo in order to be, credible in our profession? I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions at all, go ahead and leave a comment, whether you are on YouTube, on Redbeard Media International, or on my LinkedIn account, or on Instagram. See if there's Instagram. We have a couple of people online already. Desert Inara is online, as well as Nick Raj. Hylin, yeah, Emma said Hylin. So I can't see you though if you're online, because I see Hairi, I see some of our friends already online. So it's scheduled for 8 p.m. This is kind of the pre-show. So just testing stuff out, seeing how you guys are doing. Please leave a comment. If you've already joined the live, we'll bring on Aunty HR as soon as possible, as soon as she's here. She's scheduled to be here at 8, so there's a bit more time, 12 more minutes. In the meantime, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. I'm happy to take questions for her in the meantime, because I can queue them up. So if you have questions in the comments, I'll put them in the comments, and we can already, start warming up for that. So that's going to happen very, very soon. I do hope if you have questions for Aunty HR, you know how she is. If she doesn't like your question, she'll just go next. And that's just the way she is. In the meantime, please go ahead and put in your comments. I don't see any comments yet on whichever platform, whether on YouTube or on LinkedIn or on Instagram. It's live now on all 3 platforms. We'll see if there's any questions yet, so I can display your comment. There's no comments yet, but right now, once there is, I'll be able to put the comments on screen, and we'll be able to see what you guys are thinking. So, yep, she's just messaged me. She'll be online really soon. Yeah. So again, it's 7:50, 10 more minutes. In these 10 minutes, please just let me know what you're thinking, what you're doing, where you're tuning in from. I typically have on my streams, because I have followers from all over the world. So many are from the United States. It must be super early in the morning. I don't know if any of my followers from the United States are up yet. If they are, please say hello. The last time we were live, we had Hamad Siddiqui from Toronto. If you can help me out and tell me how the audio is the microphone set up okay? Is it close enough? Is it strong enough? I don't know. Let me know what's going on. Oh, there you go. Maybe I can get the mic off camera. There you go. And again, if you are tuning in right now, please let me know where you're from, what you're doing at the moment, and what's going on. I'll type right now. What's going on? So it is right now 7:51 p.m. The show is scheduled to start at 8 p.m. And we will be waiting till then to bring our special guests on. You know who she is, Aunty HR, aka Professional Bimbo. Her name is Ling. You can call her Miss Cool, I guess. I don't know what people called her when she was working. She was working for 20 years, over 20 years. And her last position was head of HR, head of admin, head of marketing. So she's played many roles and at a very senior position. She knows her stuff. You know that. You can ask her anything and she'll know what's going on. Danish, what's up? Yep, what's up? You want to sing what's up? You can do that as well. If you want to join the live, you can as well. Just put in a request. Right now is when I can allow people to, I guess, to join the live. So actually, honestly, I've never had a proper live on Instagram using Restream. What I'm using right now is Restream, studio.restream.io, and Restream seems to be the best bet to multicast. So using Restream, you can cast up to 30 destinations. Obviously, I don't have 30 social media channels, but it is currently being broadcast on LinkedIn, on YouTube at Redbeard Media International. Let's put that logo on, see how that looks like. So Redbeard Media International is the kind of the channel I use to promote my work type stuff. So that's is always there. All of my streams, my previous lives are there. If you want to check that out, just go to YouTube, Redbeard Media International. So that is happening as well. Let's go to my profile. If you are on LinkedIn, I don't know if it's currently, yep, it is currently live on LinkedIn. So, hi, Dev Tar Singh. Yeah, Dev, thanks for tuning in. Yep, audio video is good and clear. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you giving me that feedback. Without that feedback, because I can't hear myself, obviously. There are 10 people tuned in on LinkedIn at the moment. You're early, which is plus points for you. You get extra points for that, brownie points. I'll tell Aunty HR, you know, she can be like a Cikgu Sekolah as well. And we'll let her know that you guys came in early. And thanks, Dave, for that information. So we're live on LinkedIn. We are live on Instagram. Well, I'm checking my other device right there on Instagram. Let me do a quick check on YouTube and see if we're live there. In the meantime, it is now 7:54, and we will be going live with Aunty very soon. Just need to check this out again. Thanks, Dave, for letting me know that everything's going fine. And on Redstream, yep, we are also live on Redbeard Media International. So Redbeard Media International is also streaming. We're also streaming on Instagram, and we're also streaming on LinkedIn. So thank you so much to everybody who is tuning in right now. Again, you can even now put your questions in, because once everybody starts asking questions, I'm just concerned I wouldn't have the time, capacity, capability. There's no producers behind the scenes. There's no one helping me with comments, moderation, and all of that. If anybody of you volunteered to do that, I'd be happy to have you in the studio. But at the moment, it's just me and me. So if you do have questions, you can put it in early so that when we start the conversation going, you can have your questions being asked up front. So let me just put in a couple of So we do have some images here. Let's see how this works. Yep, that's an overlay. So that's going on top of everything. So I'm just going to let that sit there for a moment while I do some things in the background. But I am live. There are Alaikum Salam, Hilmi. Thank you so much from Batu Pahat Johor. So we have Hilmi Jaffa from Batu Pahat Johor on Instagram. Appreciate that so much. We do have more people on LinkedIn. So happy to have all of you on LinkedIn. And we have some people on YouTube as well. So appreciate everybody coming in and tuning in. And you can ask questions whether you're on YouTube. I will be able to see your comments. If you're on Instagram, I'll be able to see your comments. So please do go ahead and ask your questions early on so that, again, I can show and I can make sure that I ask Aunty all of these questions. It is 7:57 p.m. We'll be bringing her on up front and on stage very, very soon. Once again, I truly appreciate all of you being here with your evening. If you're from Malaysia, I know it's late at night and you are it's family time, but I do appreciate you guys being here. In the meantime, again, if there's questions to be asked, please put them quickly into the chat. We have Anu Prakash. Hi, Anu. Thanks again for dropping in. There are over 300 people who have RSVP'd to this session, so I'm excited to see how many can make it. For those of you either on Instagram or on YouTube, we welcome you as well. It's fantastic to have all these people tuning in on live. It's 7:57. We'll be starting super soon. Let me just get these numbers very quickly and let's put that in the WhatsApp. So, wow, that's a super serious question, Anu. I'll get back to you in just a bit. I'm right in the midst of doing something right now. Don't worry, we'll get to that question. That's also a pretty good question for Aunty HR, because not just HR, right? She's also been head of admin, head of marketing, and she's run large organizations under her. So we do know that she's a very experienced person, very outspoken person, as you know, and we're excited to see how she's going to answer these questions and what type of person she really is. Isn't that fantastic to see a person who is so famous, who has been in the spotlight for quite a while, and to see how she really is. So if you want to know a bit more details about Simling Ku, this is the time to ask it. There's already some questions coming in from Instagram as well as from LinkedIn. As you can see, there's plenty of questions already. So it is 7:59. So in 1 minute, I'll officially start this session. In the meantime, again, we're very happy to receive your questions. And I'm just telling her that there's already people online and we have already some questions. Let me just take Rieta Umaira Desmond's question. Salam, hi everyone. Really looking forward to gain as much knowledge as you can from me and Aunty HR. You're currently driving. Oh no, be careful. Kota Samarahan, Sarawak to Betong, Sarawak. Okay, that's quite a drive. So please be safe. Be careful out there on the roads. And yeah, I hope the line holds up. If you are using Celcom DG, a short plug for my employer, if you're using Celcom DG, you can give your feedback directly to me, how the coverage is on that drive from Kota Samarahan to Betong, and to see how our service is in that area, I'd appreciate you giving me that as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me officially start our session tonight. Our session between myself and Aunty HR. We're still awaiting her arrival, really, on this stage, but I'm so happy to have all of you here on LinkedIn, on YouTube, as well as on Instagram. Your support is really, really appreciated. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation to come to this call. It is for you that we're doing this. It is part of my Between the Lines series. If you've seen my Between the Lines series, we're trying to, as much as possible, look at myths in the corporate world. What are things that we thought were true, but aren't really? We thought that leaders had to show 100% confidence 100% of the time. And we know that's not true because we're all human, and human beings don't have 100% confidence 100% of the time. Shafiq is stating his attendance here from Subang Jaya. Clear. Thank you so much. Appreciate you coming and giving me that information. Again, what we're doing tonight is we're having a conversation as cool and as authentic as possible with somebody who is super famous, much more famous than me, Sim Ling Koo. She, if you don't know her background, we're going to get it directly from her in a couple of minutes, but she was a very high flying corporate figure, heading several departments in her organization, HR, of course, but also admin, also marketing, if you didn't know that. She was head of marketing of her company. And, with that sort of background, that sort of experience, over 20 years of experience, we can be sure that we'll get a ton of great information and gems from her. So not to worry, as soon as she arrives, we'll be able to ask her directly. But in the meantime, again, for all of you tuning in right now, I would be happy to start answering questions. I know Anu already asked about challenges in building a desired culture. So let's begin with that. As you know, culture isn't statements on the wall or, nice words that we get people to repeat. Culture is actually what is going on in the organization at that particular point in time. So when you say a desired culture, it's something that we aspire towards, right? And that really is, again, it's an aspiration. We don't know if that's exactly what we need at that point in time because we're aspiring for something in the future. So perhaps what we're aspiring towards may not be exactly what we need at that time. So being agile and being able to adapt, I think, is critical. At the same time, what we've done in Celcom and DG, as many of you know, both were very large companies with storied histories, with proud traditions. But after the merger, which happened 2.5 years ago, 30 months and counting now, we have managed to combine two distinct groups of employees who, if you can imagine, were, I wouldn't say sworn enemies, but if you've been in sales, you know that the salesperson from the other company who's trying to get the same customers that you're trying to get, they are, they're your competitors. You're fighting with them, sometimes tooth and nail, and you're fighting with all your might. So one of the things that was challenging early on is to get, especially the salespeople, especially the retail people, the frontliners, how do they see somebody who they've seen perhaps for years, and some of them have been working for decades, as the enemy, now sitting besides you, and who is now your partner, who is now working for the same company that you are working towards. So that was not quite a challenge. It was interesting, to say the least, to hear from people. And one of the main things that we did was, how do you listen? How do we get leaders to really listen to people so that they can, understand what's being needed? Um, Yep. So again, really appreciate you being here. If you are online right now, we're already beginning to talk about culture. We're already beginning to talk about how to bring people together, and that's a fantastic question from Anu. Appreciate that question, and we can continue with this theme even when she comes in. We can obviously she's also very well versed in corporate culture, leadership, and she seems to have HR policies and ACTA, the acts, at her fingertips. So if you have any questions relating to those, we can speak about that as well. I'd like to also ask everyone tuning in right now about, what's new? What's new in your industry? What's new in our industry? If you are in HR, if you are alive in the world today, AI is on the top of mind of everyone, right? We saw and we're continuing to use HR in different capacities and at different levels, but AI is becoming a staple in our daily lives right now, isn't it? We're already becoming dependent, and in such a short brief period of time. It seems like just yesterday, nobody used AI, and today everybody does. So that is something that is quite can be concerning to some people. I don't know how you're thinking about that. If you're listening in right now, I'd like to gauge roughly what you're thinking about in terms of AI. Are you already using it on a day-to-day basis in your work, in your profession, in your business? And is it something positive or negative? Is it something that you look forward to using more, or something that you're concerned about if it's being too widespread? I don't know. There's a bigger debate about this that we can have. But in the meantime, we are talking about leadership in HR, and we are talking about how boldness, because that was the initial topic that we had. And let me put that up again. Initially, when I started posting about this, I asked the question: is boldness in HR a superpower or a risk? And I published an article that gained tremendous traction. Many of you commented, many of you contributed to this article about, authenticity is something that we definitely appreciate and celebrate. However, how much is too much, right? How much realness, how much authenticity can we take as a profession? And again, we'll see how that pans out throughout this conversation. But I'd like to ask you, the viewer, the listener, to contribute right now to see, Oh, in case I didn't realize you're still backstage. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize that. I cannot see you backstage, Auntie. Poor Auntie has been there since seven. I'm sorry, Auntie's been there since 7:25. Perhaps you wanna get out and in again because I can't see you backstage. I'm looking for where I can add people. So she's been there all this while. Oh my goodness, apalah ni? Apa sudah jadi?
Masuk
RTHR
dah.
is
Okay.
online and she is not muted. So, hello, welcome.
I nampak
Dah
dah
setengah
tadi
jam
buka
dia
baju
tunggu.
all. I see you all naked just now.
Okay, so now I can't hear you. Is
Is
your mic muted, Auntie?
No.
No?
Here.
Okay.
Cannot hear.
Let's see if I can do something about that.
Is it? You muted me.
Penat aku membebel. Rupanya she's been waiting for me to let her in, which I haven't. So, I don't know.
Hear me?
People in the audience, can you hear her? Because I can't seem to.
Can you hear me?
Let's see if I can guess. Have their audio on. Yep. I did allow for your audio. I'm not muting you.
Adrian,
can hear both of you. Oh, I can't hear you. Now this is interesting. How do I get to listen to you? I think I need to connect to another audio source. Because if not, macam mana nak dengar dia cakap? Alamak. Kejap ya, Aunty. Aduh, kecoh lah. Let me try this.
Yes, loud and clear. Okay. I taruh dia. Why he cannot hear me?
Jangan cabut. Okay, I dengar tapi there's a slight delay. Hilmi Jaafar says he can hear both of us. Somehow, I can only hear myself. I probably need to connect. Sekejap I think it's this mic. Unfortunately, I probably have to... Yep, there is a delay. Okay, I have to unplug my mic and see if this works or not. Alah, ni lah dia tak buat trial kan. So, okay, Aunty, let's try this again. Can we hear you? Can I hear you? Hello?
I'm far from my mic. I'm not far from my mic lah.
You are fantastic. I hear you perfectly now. I hear you wonderfully. Thank you so much. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Apparently, she was been online all this while. I am.
Yeah, I saw you changing your clothes. Oh, your tete. Oh, I nampak tadi.
Janganlah cakap macam tu. Aduh, you were backstage and seeing me, is it? Oh my goodness.
I see you adjusting the camera lah. Then bogel lah.
Blur lah. Ayo, tak bogel lah. You are. Ish. See what you get when you invite her online and live. Now cannot censor this one. Anyway.
Then I see you keep talking there non-stop. You say, I'm waiting for Aunty. I was
penat tau cakap.
I was like, fuck, he doesn't know I'm here lah since 7:30.
Patut baru you nak komen kan. Aduh. So anyway, thank you so much. Tak payah nak intro lah. Dia dah panas dah pun, dia dah jerit-jerit dah. So ladies and gentlemen, put your comments in the chat. We can hear very clearly. Tengok ramai orang dah komen nak Aunty. We have
I know. I've been reading since 7:30.
Okay, itulah dia. Dah lah dia tulis tu dilarang bodoh. Aku pula buat bodoh. Tak allow her in. So thank you so much. No lah, not Fala. I can hear very, very clearly.
Nasib baik I cari you, tell you.
Betul. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And we've been waiting for this for so long. Dah 8:13 pula dah. So let's get directly into it. Aunty.
Your LinkedIn also didn't work, you know. Just now I went in.
Yeah ke? I was watching it. Apparently it was. And these people are all from LinkedIn here. Sharifah lah.
There was another one. I don't know the one that you asked me to post.
Tak ada. But sekarang ni we have Halim, Witeng, Sharifah, Adrina, Anu. They're all coming in from LinkedIn. So welcome.
I think one person said there was something wrong with the live. Have to go to the page host.
Alamak, hopefully we can get as many people as possible. Right now we have all of these people online. We also are live on Instagram. There are questions. Alamak, Emma Deja Vu said bogel lah. Come on, that's my wife lah, Aunty. She was the one. Okay, let me tell you the story. Remember we met at a HR conference and I said I didn't know who you were initially, and malam-malam my wife is giggling in the bed. Okay, lampu semua dah tutup. She's on Instagram, giggle. I said, siapa ni? Jantan mana ni yang you tengah layan tengah-tengah malam kan? Rupanya Aunty. She said, Aunty lah. I said, Aunty Aunty HR. Every night. But apparently, Aunty, you're no longer doing lives nightly now on Instagram?
Not every night.
Why Can I ask?
Busy. Tired. Busy. Busy lah.
Betul lah. And you got a life, right? Takkan tiap-tiap malam nak menghadap.
Before I came here just now, I was live on TikTok because I went to warm up myself.
See, warm up for this. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. I hope some of your fans from TikTok also can watch this live. Anyway, how was TikTok? I'm not on TikTok, so you know how old I am. I'm not on TikTok. What was your experience going to TikTok?
It was nice. I like to go there because their filter is very cantik. On different platforms, you will have different audience. So on TikTok, question they ask are more employment law, more related to Employment Act and Industrial Relations Act.
Wow.
If you go to Instagram, right, is more lifestyle, more leadership, that kind of thing.
Really? I would imagine. I was thinking, this is perception lah. I thought TikTok was the more lepak, relax,
No,
entertainment thing.
no, not really. But TikTok, the content, yes, depending what is your FYP lah. Like my FYP, I have a lot of dancing, a lot of cooking, a lot of makeup. So
Okay.
depending what is your FYP, but when I go TikTok, there will be a lot of people coming in to ask me about employment law.
Okay. So
That is why I cannot mabuk on TikTok.
that is eye-opening for me. I didn't know that. I thought it was just dancing and masak-masak and all
It
of that.
depends on different kind of thing, different. But for my audience, it's generally like that. Because different people, you guys would know this concept, right? Different strokes for different folks.
Right.
So for me, it's the same. Everything is the same. So like for LinkedIn is more for the bookworms lah. There are more introverts on LinkedIn. There are people who actually read books on LinkedIn.
Actually
That's
read
why
book.
so my content on LinkedIn, they are more static.
Right.
It's all post. If compared to a video that I post on Instagram, the views are much higher on LinkedIn because it's different audience.
Right.
A static post on LinkedIn, on Instagram might not work as well as LinkedIn.
Right. Hi Siti. She says, hi Aunty. Sharifah has an interesting comment. She said, kalau hari-hari you live, hari-hari tidur pakai makeup.
Hey, this makeup thing is something new. This get ready with me is something new. What happened was I am trying to start my YouTube channel. So my Gen Z producer, I have a Gen Z producer, very young producer. She suggested, Aunty, why don't you do get ready with me? Because it's trendy apparently.
Okay.
So I will answer questions while putting on makeup. And it's so hard. So before I went live to shoot on YouTube, I practiced for months on Instagram. And there was a period of time after I do the shooting, I stopped practicing, right? And I went back to the studio to shoot. Sudah karat lah! Because it's very hard to talk and put on makeup and answering questions at the same time. So
You make it look so easy. Because
so
every
right
day I
now,
see you putting on makeup.
whenever I can, I practice. And this is one of the hardest one. Get ready with me.
Wow. So maybe I need to try.
That's why lah. Kalau korang know I sleep with my makeup Sharifah selalu datang tengok get ready with me
Okay lah. Next time I'll get ready with me. I'll do my hair while talking. Well, very easy because my hair tak ada kan. So senang lah.
Put on makeup mah. Men also can make up. It's a thing now leh.
Okay, it's a thing.
It's not a thing. Kat
Okay.
TikTok kan, they got sell this powder that is designed for men.
Oh my goodness.
It's sangat cun weh. Really?
Tak apalah Aunty, saya dah cukup cun nanti. Anyway, this next segment, very quick, rapid fire. I'm going to ask you a question. You don't have to think. You just answer this or that. Okay? Can? Okay. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Oh, you're a tea person. Okay.
But funnily, I like the coffee flavor. I like how it smells. I like anything coffee, but coffee.
But you tak minum?
Tapi I tak cari. Not to say I tak minum, I tak cari. For example I love coffee cake, coffee jelly. I love coffee cookie, anything coffee. But I don't like coffee.
So you prefer tea? Okay, very good. Salary, transparency or keep it discreet?
I'm all for this. I would say discreet lah.
Walaupun kita kata kena transparent kan, tapi gaji
transparent I memang tak transparent. You know why? People cannot handle the truth. People cannot handle the truth. Whatever salary we say you will start comparing because that's human nature.
Betul.
People will compare. If your salary is higher, then you mencarut. That fella must be useless. Why salary dia begitu rendah? If your salary is lower, then you tak happy pula. Kenapa gaji I begitu sikit, tak adil? There will be something people will mencarut about when it comes to salary. So I don't think the public is ready for that kind of information, you know.
Okay, that's interesting. Not ready. Do you think our employees are more, let's say, mature ke? Diorang sudah mature ke? Sudah matang ke? You know,
Siapa?
in more developed countries, kan, it's a bit more open. Everybody knows a lot more information than perhaps Malaysian employees.
Which country? Which country punya employee? You tell me when they know how much the other fella is doing or making, they will zip it, no comment.
Oh,
Tell
for
me
sure
which
lah.
country. They don't have anything to say about it. Don't have lah.
For sure membebel kan?
For sure akan compare.
For
And
sure.
for sure mencarut.
For sure akan mencarut. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Oh yeah. But do you have dogs yourself?
Because dogs are grateful.
The kucing very lansy one. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't care.
I just made this joke the other day on a podcast. When you feed the dog, you bathe the dog, you take care of the dog will look at the owner and say that, oh my God, you must be God.
So much love.
If you do the same to a cat, you feed the cat, you bathe the cat, you take care of the cat will look at the owner and say, oh my God, I must be God.
Kucing perasan lah. They think they're so great.
Dogs are anjing kan.
Do you have a dog yourself?
I used to have lots of dogs when I was younger. But sekarang I tinggal apartment kan, and HR compliant kan, so we don't have pets in the apartment.
Very compliant. So matang bila cakap pasal salary, tapi buat kerja yang tua pun masih tak matang-matang lagi. Memang ada orang macam ni lah, kan? Memang ada orang macam ni. I remember you were saying, it's okay to ask for high salary, but you must be prepared to deliver what that high salary requires.
You berani ask for it, berani lah deliver. You must be confident lah. A lot of people come and ask me, Aunty, is it okay to ask for 6,000 salary? Is it okay to ask for 15,000 salary? I say, it's okay. You nak minta 100,000 kan pun okay je. As long as you can justify it and able to convince the other party to give you.
Betul.
You jangan shock sendiri kat situ.
Jangan shock sendiri. I think that can be also a very good tagline. Jangan shock sendiri. Kan? So, thank you for that. Maybe some of my audience are not as familiar with you because, you know, I wrote an article actually about you, and many people, of course, you have many fans among my followers as well, but ada orang yang tak kenal sebenarnya. So, they had to kind of Google, siapa Aunty HR ni sebenarnya? So,
that reminded me of there was this game show in Singapore. They call it Outcast SG or something, you know. So in the game show, they will put up a picture of a person. Then the team is supposed to guess, is she a normal person or she is an influencer?
okay.
So they put up my picture, you know. Then everybody was like, jump to the normal person side. And then someone was like, who is she? I was like, oh, kena rajin kerja lagi lah. Singapura tak kenal I lagi.
Ingat dah famous sangat ni.
Tak famous lah. Popular, I will agree. Famous, not really.
But recently, you were ranked nombor 2 ke in Malaysian LinkedIn personalities by Favicon.
I don't know leh. Because Favicon is an app, right? So they have their matrix, how you measure it.
Yeah.
So it moves from time to time.
Of course.
Sometimes number 2, sometimes number 3, sometimes number 1, sometimes number 4. It depends on the movement of the month.
Betul. So let's talk about LinkedIn because you were initially when you started this posting, was it on Instagram ke, YouTube ke, TikTok ke apa?
LinkedIn
Really you started on LinkedIn?
I would say content creation started from LinkedIn. It was year 2019, not even the pandemic yet.
Belum pandemic.
When the pandemic, 1917, July 2019. It happened when I was being stretched to take care of marketing. Normal kan?
Bukan saja HR, jaga marketing pula.
Tiba-tiba bos akan suruh you jaga marketing. Lepas tu all terms and condition remain the same. Kerja je yang tambah banyak, gaji tak tambah dia. So what do I know about marketing? I do not know anything about marketing. I've been in sales and operations for a very long time. But people should not be confused. Sales and marketing, they are two different things. Although if you work in an SME, they are the same thing, more to sales, not marketing. But sales and marketing is totally different. So when I took over marketing that time, there was a lot of things I don't know. And I remember when I went for a regional marketing meeting representing Malaysia, they were talking about SEO, And I didn't know what the flying fish is SEO, okay? Can you imagine a head of marketing representing your country do not know what the frick is SEO? And I remember on the spot kan, I macam like quietly, I cannot Google kat I punya laptop. Apa tu SEO? So I thought it shouldn't be like this. As head of marketing, if the company has the trust to give you that department, right, you also should be competent. So I started to listen to marketing podcasts to learn about marketing. And I came across this podcast by this guy called Gary Vaynerchuk.
Gary V.
And he is very into marketing, very entrepreneurship style, right? And in one of the podcasts, he was telling someone that why don't you start do one post per day? And when I was driving to work that time, I remember I was listening to his podcast. It felt like he was talking to me, I was like, one post per day? I can do that. So that was the first time I have not opened my LinkedIn for the longest time, okay? And because I was being tasked to take care of marketing, and in a lot of corporate companies, LinkedIn is one of the platform that marketing should be good at. So I opened my LinkedIn and I started to write my first post. And like all things in life, when you want to get better at something, what do? You need to practice. Right? You need to practice. And so that is what I did. So on the next day, I continued to write another post. Now, there is also this thing, right? People will know that if you want to cultivate the habit, you will have to do the same thing for 21 days.
21 days, yes.
21 days. That is the logic, right? So I remember on the 22nd day, I paused for a moment, Do I continue to write or I don't write? Then I just said fuck it lah, let's continue to write. So I continue to write lah. And until today, I have never stopped writing. Every single day, I was writing.
Every day. So from day 22, terus je sambung.
Today is day 2184.
What?
Consecutive days, there's no missing.
No gap.
No gap. Even I was as sick as a dog in a hospital, I wrote. When I was on honeymoon in Italy, I wrote. Every single day, I never missed. Today is day 2184.
Okay. That one, tak boleh cakap apalah, kena respect lah. Really, consistency,
Consistency. I think besides that, it initially, a lot of people might say that, wow, Aunty, you have so much discipline. Every day you say you will do it, you will do it. Actually, that is also how I started on TikTok, okay? Let me froze that one first, But eventually, right, it became therapeutic for me. My hidup is quite huru-hara, Maybe some of you are able to relate it, where things are screwed up left, right, center, either your personal life or your career or something, right? But every day me writing on LinkedIn for me is something constant in my life. Something that is predictable.
Wow.
So it from being like a task, initially a task, it became a therapeutic thing for me. Because in amongst all this chaos, I just feel it's nice to have something constant in my life. That is one. I have two things that is very constant on my daily life. That is one thing that I post every day on LinkedIn. The second thing is I would chat with my BFF every single day.
Wow.
Every day. We have never missed a single day.
Wow. Serious, huh? So it's the same person lah, your BFF lah, that has
Yes,
been
I
a
know him
constant
from
in your
LinkedIn
life.
also actually.
Really?
Yeah, I know him from during the pandemic.
Wow.
And then we exchange number, then we chat like that lah. I always call him my virtual husband.
So every day, eh? Wow.
Every day, never miss it. So those are something constant in my life lah. It also this daily thing is also something how I started being popular on social media. I went live on I started to go live on Facebook first.
Okay.
And when I went live on Facebook, I was terrible, okay, the first time I went live.
Of course.
Because it's new, it's very terrible. Again, because I want to get better at it, right? So how to get better? Again, practice. And during that period of time, I remember that first day I went live, I was 28 May 2022. 28 May. Then eventually, when I was granted the right to go live on TikTok, because back then not everybody can go live on TikTok. Bukan like sekarang. You need to have you need to fulfill certain terms and conditions. So I fulfilled that terms and condition. Then I went live on TikTok. And I went live every single day. Every single day. I practiced every single day until TikTok suspended me.
Why?
Huh? Sebab banyak orang dengki bikin report I lah. Apa lagi all the haters out there.
Mana-mana pun ada haters ni.
Yeah. There are a lot of people tried to cancel me. It's okay.
So you went live first on Facebook and then on TikTok.
I first live on Facebook, then I went to Instagram, then I went to TikTok, then I went live every single day. Every single day I went live. And that is how I slowly got better at it and grew my followers. Right. Every day. I remember there was one time I finished work at 2 o'clock in the morning, you know. But because that day I have not gone live yet, I came back, I still switch on the camera.
Oh
because
my goodness.
That is the commitment that I've made to myself. You guys want to be better at something, you need to commit to it. You want to get better, you do it fucking every day, okay? That's how you do it.
Wow. Back to LinkedIn though. Yes. Because when you started posting, I started posting about the same time, maybe during the pandemic. Many of people online here right now, we have Rosiana, these familiar names. We also started and we also ran 21-day challenges. And we started doing all of that. Tapi tak consistent lah, Aunty. I posted and then sometimes I hilang and then I post again and sometimes hilang. So, I mean, you far outpaced me.
Did you complete your 21 days?
I did, we did. We ran a
challenge. Lepas tu mati kan?
Lepas tu penat.
Because you guys think 21 days is enough kan? I sudah at 2,100, okay?
Wow. Amazing.
But so, that is the thing. It's the same thing I realized about people wanted to start something. They give up easily because it doesn't look fruitful.
Before it becomes fruitful.
You know how long I was live on TikTok with no audience, okay? I think paling banyak pun 4 ekor je yang datang. I've live there for months and months and there will be nobody to come and see me. On a good night, maybe I got 5, 6. Before I managed to hit my first 10, 20, 30, 40. Then just now kan, ada 400, altogether got 4,000 plus people, you know. But it took a very long time to get there.
It doesn't happen overnight.
And it doesn't happen over 21 days or so.
That's another tagline. It's not 21 days. It's a lot longer than that, guys. So yeah. So again to the listeners out there, diorang cakap lah, aunty senang lah. Dia memang macam tu mah, dia bising, dia very bubbly personality. Everybody wants to listen to her. That's what people say lah. Senang lah for her. Always that excuse.
No, I don't think they will say senang for me. You know, people will always say that we make it look easy. But people know it's not easy.
If you've tried lah. Some people never try mah. They just look from far, they say, alah, tengah orang senang je boleh buat. I tak boleh buat.
Yes. It's like for example lah, like after being a content creator, I can appreciate people's effort so much more when it comes to content creation because we do it right. We know how hard it is.
Yep.
So I bagi like lah, although the video not so good. Pay for effort.
Kasihan lah. Right. So obviously it's not easy, but you decided to leave the corporate world after climbing the ladder because that is also not easy, right? People have been at their job for 10 years, 20 years, like you have been in 20 years. And you finally decided, tak payahlah kerja 9 to 5 lagi and do what you're doing now. How did that decision come about?
Change is never easy. Well, in life, in your career, right? Career will go up, career will come down. It will come to a point of your career also, it will go stagnant, like that. So I've reached that point of my career lah. I have a fantastic boss. I have a fantastic team. And I work with a very rich company. So tak payah lah, tak cukup funds ka gaji semua tu, tak ada that kind of masalah. Just that I am very bored. Very bored. It's every day like different shit, same scenery like that. So I wanted to change. So when I saw the opportunity to pivot my career, I took it. Every day for a period of time, from the day I went live to the day I decided to resign, I think it's more or less 6 months I was on the job when I go live every night. It's very tiring, you know. From 9 to 6, I have a high fly job as the corporate services director. After 6, I will rush back home. Then I will continue my second job as an influencer. That's where I go live and I start editing videos. It's like having 2 full-time jobs. And I got really tired. So I have to decide to pick one. And I decide to abandon my corporate job. And finally take the risk to pivot my career. People who know me will know that I am not a risk taker. So for me to do this, I also want to pat myself on the back.
Very good. You know, obviously it's not easy. I was in the, I was an entrepreneur for almost 10 years. And definitely it's not easy. It's tough. You need stamina. You need, and I finally decided because of my family situation and all that, I baik makan gaji lah. I would, at that point in time, I would makan gaji, which I'm still doing till today. But for you, when was that decision made? When did you go full time?
1st July 2023.
Okay, so it's exactly
I
almost
left
2 years.
lah. My last day in payroll was 30th June 2023. So I was officially without a fixed income 1st July 2023. But I took a very good 9 months break.
Oh, wow.
After working for 20 consecutive years, makcik sudah penat. So I took a career break for 9 months. Then after that, I only started working full-time last year, 1st April 2024. So I've been doing this, consider full-time 1 year plus. Okay lah, okay je.
Bagus.
When you guys decided to pivot your career, you need to be prepared for the worst. What is the worst? The worst is tak ada income. So I prepared for it. We already prepared funds 12 months in advance. Because I also see a lot of my personal friends, when they decided to come out to pursue their own business that time, again, they did not give it enough time. And because the pocket tak boleh tahan kan, so they decided to give up and went back to full-time employment.
Yep.
So I wanted to allow myself at least 12 months to do this, to try to do this before I decided want to go back to corporate. So me and my husband, we sit down and we plan and we have funds 12 months ahead. But I was very lucky lah. Out of that 12 months funds we were using, I have this very good client of mine, Job Street, which is owned by Sig Asia. They were a very good customer. they really funded my first year.
Right. So you managed to land the contract and it was enough to sustain.
So we didn't manage to use the full funds
Wow.
that we
Okay.
prepared, because in between I was doing some freelance gig that helped with the bills.
Right. But like you said, different strokes for different folks, right? Some people are
Yes.
very happy working for the entire career. Some people are very happy being entrepreneurs. I actually went to a wedding last weekend and I met a good friend of mine from my entrepreneur days. Like I said, I was 10 years in, grinding, and he's still at it. This is almost 20 years later, right? And he's still at it. He said he cannot change. He's a serial entrepreneur. He starts one company, starts another one. And I said, good for you, lah. But for me, at the time where I quit, I had kids growing. I didn't have time with them. I thought I needed to change, and I took the plunge, and I'm still working full time. So, it may not be as sexy, but I also pat myself on the back. I'm providing and doing what I can. Different people have different priorities.
That is
But
right.
congratulations to you, though.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So let's take some questions. I got so many questions here.
I know.
But
I saw.
what I
saw
cannot show on screen is questions from LinkedIn. So let me read it for you. It's from Ida Rahman. And Ida said, what is actually the HR mindset towards employees sebenarnya? What do they really, prioritize? In an organization, what do they really want from employees? Itu soalan dia. What does HR really want from employees?
We want you don't give us any problem. Especially the middle managers. Now, a lot of people also come and tell me, Aunty, company pay HR, right? So ideally speaking, HR will always cite the company, which I don't disagree. But what is important, if you want to help the company, what is important for the company? Number one, you have to make sure the company don't get into legal trouble, right? You have to make sure the company don't go to court. So what is your role as HR? At the minimum, you have to make sure whatever your company policy is has to be compliant to the law. Like for example, pay salary on time. Betul tak? And give the basic benefits like pay maternity leave. Right? So that is HR role. The HR is the custodian of ensuring whatever the company is behaving and conducting themselves is accordance to policies. We don't owe the policy, but we have to make sure company equal policy, right? And in a company, who is the one that is generating revenue? People, right?
Of course.
And who generates more money? Happy employee or employees who already complain that this is a toxic company? Of course, the happy ones will be more productive. That is why as HR, what do? We have to make sure we do all this engagement activity to make sure you guys are fully engaged, fully productive, make sure you guys get the right training, have competitive comp and benefits to help you, to help the company make more money. So, if you look at it at a nutshell, it's correct. HR is hired to cite the company. But in order to cite the company, you should cite the employee first. And that's how the sequence should be. When you take care of the employees well, you will never go wrong.
Wow. You've just described my job. As head of culture and engagement in CelcomDigi, that is precisely what I'm tasked to do. And thank you so much for that. You mentioned maternity tadi kan. So as a HR practitioner in CelcomDigi, I must give a short shout out to my company, CelcomDigi, who provides 6 months of maternity leave to our employees.
Paternity berapa?
Lah 10 hari boleh lah.
10 days I thought it was 1 month.
Tak ada. Okay, I can fight for
that 6 months I know. And it's not something new. You guys been practicing that way before it was even 98 days.
Yep.
These 6 months things happen during the 60 days period. This one I remember.
Yep. So we do believe in everything you just said. to make employees' life better is to make the company's profitability better. So we truly believe in that. Sometimes us practitioners kadang-kadang kena translate that into dollars and cents lah. Because the big bosses they own the company. Of course they want more dollars and cents. We just have to translate it into something that they understand.
Yes, of course. Of course.
Itu kerja kita lah. Itu kerja kita. But I really appreciate what you're saying about consistency. Kadang-kadang in our job pun macam tu juga. We say, oh, I've been doing this for 3 months already. My boss doesn't appreciate it. Nobody cares. But you have to keep showing up and keep doing your best. Kan? Takkan nak give up.
That is why there's something called self-motivation, ma. If you want to be successful in your career, I just have one advice. Never victimize yourself. Tak kisah lah, bos you anjing ke, the company kedekut ke, whatever, right? There is always choices. Tak suka kan, cari bos baru lah. But you don't sit there and victimize yourself. Oh, I'm drowning, nobody is here to help me. You are right, nobody is coming to help you. So what are you going to do about it? Either you drown or die, or you get back up and go back up.
I think that's exactly why people listen to you, Aunty. It's not just because you are loud, it's because you actually give solid advice. Because that was solid advice right there. That's life advice, man. If you cannot manage your own career, who else is going to manage it for you? Betul tak?
Tak ada lah.
Kan? Aduh.
But
So
not everybody are able to rise above. I can understand certain circumstances. It's very hard. You say that, Aunty, you're doing so well now. It's very easy for you to say no. When I sit down there crying that time, do you see it? You never see it. No.
betul.
You never know what kind of anjing this, what kind of dog hari anjing I went through, okay?
Yep, nobody sees behind the scenes. Siti is saying lama tak jumpa Aunty. The last time was at Eric's event. So she was there. Siti Rosiana alias met you there and asking me bila lagi nak buat kopi-kopi. Nanti lah kita buat. Last time I did lah, Aunty, we did some meetup sessions in A&W PJ. So it was quite interesting. We had all of our LinkedIn buddies show up, about 80 people. And that was quite a while ago.
Bagus tu.
Boleh
Very
tahan.
good. Like a mini conference already.
Lebih kurang. So, many people are doing that now, which I think is a healthy thing. Sebab, like you said, we actually build real solid friendships even through LinkedIn. So that's something that you obviously have with your BFF. And, many of LinkedIn people also are actually connecting with their audience on a real way. But in a real way, itu yang penting. Because you seem to be able to show up authentically. I tak tahulah, you berlakon ke, you memang macam ni, Aunty, sebenarnya?
You see me in person lah, then you decide lah. I don't know lah, I so busy kan. I don't think I have the time to berlakon lah.
Yeah, life is too short for that, right?
Hey, actually to wayang it's very tiring one, you know.
Betul.
For like these two-headed snakes lah, people like to wayang-wayang lah, tak penat ke korang? I tak ada masa lah.
Betul. Life is too short lah, kan? Nak berlakon
It's
lah.
not too short. I feel that it takes more effort and I'm not that hardworking.
So for lazy people out there, just be your real self. Janganlah berlakon. Penat je.
Senang.
Penat sangat, kan? So ni yang
Just be yourself. Don't have I don't. But there is also a saying. Sometimes also you need to fake it till you make it. That is also true. Have to see lah what kind of situation lah. But I would think in order to live a happy, peaceful life, one should be comfortable in your own skin at all times. Although you have lousy skin, it doesn't matter, I feel. Just go find your friends that can accept you.
Or find another company that also can accept you. Betul tak?
Yes, find another company that can accept you. Now, I give you a contoh. Let's say you have we talk about mental issues, mental health. Not to say mental health, mental illness lah.
Right.
Let's say you are like I have a friend who is diagnosed with ADHD, kan? Now that is not a lot of company can accept it. That is true. But you also want to work in a company, although the chances of people accepting you is very low, but there are still people who can accept it. So we want to go look for those kind of company who can accept you for who you are. So you don't you want to be comfortable in your skin. You want people to be comfortable with you also. You don't want to work with everybody. You just want to work with people who you can be comfortable in.
Yep.
So I always believe in transparency. Just say it upfront. That's another thing. Like there was one time, we hired this person, right? She got period pain every month. And she was very upfront about it. She said that I can do my work, but I just want to give you guys heads up. Every month I will for sure 2 days MC. Because period pain is something that I cannot manage, but I will complete my work. I think that's a good argument. We hired her. Okay, je. But
Not many bosses.
but the MC really came every 2 months. But you see, it was expected. She was very transparent about it. But if you will go to another company, people say, every month you go to MC 2 days. We might not be able to accept it.
Yeah, betul. That was what my point was. Not many managers actually will be able to accept. Also depending on the value you bring lah. Kalau you work those 18 days is really great. 2 hari tu okay lah. You nak.
Kan. So for me, transparency is very important lah. Just be comfortable. Like for example, I am very loud. Can you imagine if you want me to go work in a company that say that, Aunty, can you don't laugh so loud lah, mati.
Memang tak boleh hidup lah situ.
They can hidup lah. I tak nak lah. It's no thank you lah. Take back the job.
But also that calls your contoh tadi kan about that lady. It also has something to do with empathy, right? Because some bosses dia tak boleh put themselves in their shoes tau. Dia nak cara dia je.
But you have to see we are able to accept it is because she said, I will complete my job. If she really started work, she MC macam tu, then she was not able to complete her job, she also will not be there for long, okay?
VIP kot.
So, whatever that you guys say, for me, it's like, ada masalah, mesti ada solution dia. Give and take, and we meet in the middle. That's how we cultivate workforce harmony.
Betul. Workforce harmony, one of the things that I saw, especially in my previous organization of mine, is that bosses become bosses because they're very good at what they do. But sometimes what they do is like sales lah, kan? They are very good at it, tapi dia punya people skills tu kind of questionable because they're good at driving performance in the short term. The company doesn't look at long term, especially if you're public listed company. Every quarter you have to deliver your results. Every quarter you will be put in front of analysts, and so your mindset is, you have to meet your numbers. Kalau tak, habis mati kita, the stock price jatuh. So that is a tough situation for when you said company must make profit, but then you also must take care of your people. But then you also have this, short-term thinking, short-term goals that you must meet as well.
This is my advice to bosses. If you're one who doesn't have very good people skill, then hire one who is. Find someone who can complement your skill. Get a very strong number 2 to do it.
That's interesting.
Yes. What you cannot do, outsource je lah. That is boss punya expertise, what? Tai chi.
Do you think that's HR's role though, to see where the people skills are and kind of complement that?
Yes. If you talk about strategic HR, yes. One of the fun part of my job as head of HR, I like to strategize the people around me. There be many days, okay, I will have an org chart layout on me. I'm very old school, so I will have this drawing block that I draw them, drawing people. Then I will start moving around people like chess.
Wow.
Not to disrespect all my colleagues. Last time I treat you like a chess game, no. but it's strategy. I have to see who strength and move what to what. This is something my ex-boss taught me, when you are strategizing for your business that time, right? Just draw empty boxes. Don't think of who should fit inside the boxes first. Just draw what is your ideal structure look like. And then only you start plugging in the names into the boxes. You will notice some boxes are very crowded, some boxes are empty, which means there are too many people with the same skill and some things that you want and there's nobody in it. That's why you start moving them around. Then you have to decide, do I have to bring in new expertise to come in? Do I reskill this person and redesignate this person and repurpose this person? So I like that part of my job. And because I oversee so many entities in my company, right, I can see the needs of the whole organization as a whole. And I like moving people to where they fit best and what is their best aspiration to be, including my own people. I have moved my best people out from my departments before because I truly believe it's a better opportunity for them. Suck it, okay? When you move your best performers out.
No, I think that's very rare. I think that's hard to find.
But that is also creating longevity to your business and also to your leadership. What?
Yes.
Don't be so selfish. Always have to take care of others first.
Servant leadership, also very rare, very difficult to find. Susah.
Too bad lah. I'm not for hiring. I'm not to be hired right now. The bus sudah lepas.
What we did recently was we had all of our leaders, because we have many people, obviously, in a large company, and we got them to reflect, because it's not normal for many people sebenarnya to look into yourself internally and see how you're leading your people. Ask yourself questions. So we actually developed a journal for them to look at how they are doing in terms of our corporate values and the behaviors that we expect of our leaders, and ask themselves some hard questions. I don't know lah if they really did it, full-heartedly. Tapi at least it's a start where people, besides just looking at numbers, hari ni kita kena buat apa, all these fires that you need to fight, but actually spend a little bit of time on yourself to develop yourself as a leader. So I thought we put some good work and some good time into that. Kan? Kalau tak lagi set shot sendiri.
I have a lot of followers come and complain to me lah. Aunty, I nak transfer, bos saya tak bagi. I always tell my leaders this, you don't allow them to transfer within the organization. If this is truly a talent, guess what? You're going to lose this person to another company. You're going to lose her to a competitor. You want to lose your people within the organization, or you want to lose her to the market?
Betul.
People are not bound to retire with you, okay? This is not like a marriage till death to a part. Kita datang kerja, okay?
One of the things that people talk about this new generation is that specifically. I mean, kita punya generation ni mungkin a little bit more, I don't know if you want to say more loyal, but recently this new crop of people coming into the workforce, the Gen Zs and all that. Have you had?
I love working with the Gen Z.
What do you think about it? You love working with them. So what's special about them?
I think they are very fresh. They have taught me so many things, like all this social media thing. I learned from Gen Z. They teach me. Like this "Get Ready with Me" was my Gen Z producer idea, and when I started practicing it, I love it. So until today, I'm still doing it. They have different set of thinking. I don't know what are the people's problem working with Gen Z. I never have a problem working with them. I love working with the Gen Z. You ada masalah ke kerja dengan Gen Z? Do you have?
We don't. We also welcome younger ideas.
Who? You don't. Don't we?
Okay, me personally.
Because a lot of people have problems. They will say,
course.
"Oh, Gen Z is very entitled." I say yes. But who make them entitled? Their parents, right? Who are they being brought up? They're being brought up by Gen X style.
Yeah,
what does Gen X? How would a Gen X bring up their child? I'm a Gen X. I always, because we are so oppressed and suppressed, so we will teach them, right? If you want something, ask. We encourage them to speak up, right?
Yep.
Siapa yang ajar korang? Korang lah.
Kita lah.
You guys taught them to be entitled. That's why they pun dengar your instruction je.
Yeah, but that's life, kan. And when you get a lot of them in the workforce, I don't know.
For me, it's
have no
simple.
problem.
They are the future. They are the future of the workforce. We old farts are going to retire. So don't get into their way. We are there to guide them as much as we can with our wisdom from the past. We are supposed to be to nurture, not to criticize.
Wow.
No, let them run their business their own way. By the time dunia kiamat kan, I sudah tak ada kan, not my problem, their problem. I am just here to do my best to give you whatever I can. Like for example, good education. That is my job, to make sure you guys have good education. Like what you want to do with it is entirely up to you.
Get out of the way. You know lah, like you do your videos, you have long form videos, and then you cut them into these little TikToks and the reels.
Yes,
less than 1 minute. Lovely. I got 10 already from everything that you said. These gems. Get out of the way. Itu dah perfect already for that.
Nice.
Kind of thing. Wonderful. So looking into the future lah, AI punya zaman kan sekarang. Not just the Gen Zs. The AI is taking over a lot of work and a lot of expertise, a lot of things. How do you see HR in particular moving?
But do you realize, for one job AI took away, it created 10 other jobs?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah. So there's actually more work, and then the work is being upgraded. And honestly, AI is taking over jobs that you don't want to do in the fucking first place.
Betul.
Jobs that you don't want to do in the first place. So who is complaining? I want to know who is complaining.
People are worried.
Worry about what? These are jobs that you didn't even want to do. Like for example, right? Nowadays, you go to F&B shop. They have these little robots and come and serve you, kan?
Yep.
But why? Because you don't want to become a waiter.
Betul lah. Especially orang Malaysia. Tak nak buat kerja tu.
AI is a tool to make things easier for you. It's intelligent. It's artificial intelligence. It's there to bounce idea with you. Now, this is the problem. Everybody have access to AI because AI is an affordable tool now. Unlike the olden days, AI is super expensive. Now it's affordable. So everybody is on it. Now, when everybody is using the same tool, producing the same result, then what it will become? It will become valueless.
Commodity.
It will become nothing. Everybody knows how to write a fancy email now because of ChatGPT. But the content inside, who is feeding the content? You are supposed to dare to bring out the authenticity of the content. That is the one that's difficult. Another, I give you a very good example. Now we use AI to do graphic, kan? But does it mean that artist doesn't have value anymore?
No,
A
of course
graphic
not.
designer doesn't have any good values anymore. No. If you pay a proper graphic designer to design a poster, it is very different from your 5 minutes Canva poster, okay? You are able to tell the difference. The aesthetic of it is different. And those little things that is going to make you expensive. You know, like the book Good to Great, they will say that 5% is the one that is going to elevate your quality and your value. It's always the details are in the devil. The devil are in the details. Yes.
Betul.
I also use AI a lot lah. I mostly use it to check my grammar. Grammar is terrible. I will write something to LinkedIn. I will write. Then I will run through ChatGPT. I say, can you please correct my grammar? And then ChatGPT will keep correcting. Oh my God, your grammar is so terrible. Oh my God, past tense so salah.
Yeah, my spelling also.
That is why you see when I speak live, right? I have a lot of grammar mistakes. But when you see I post on LinkedIn, my grammar is flawless.
See, that's not my wife tells me. That's not what my wife tells me. She says your English is very good. She said,
Huh? Because I mix with Malay a lot. So when you campur-campur tu kan, orang sudah tak nampak apa masalah tu dah.
So ada trick jugalah.
Of course.
So what other tips and tricks can you share with us, especially now that you've moved out of corporate life and into this? Do you consider yourself an influencer?
Yes, I am.
Because you're able to reach so
I'm
many
not only
people.
an ordinary influencer, I'm a KOL.
Well, there you go. Key opinion leader.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you're able to reach an audience and also a very wide audience, I think, for you. It's not just the
Anybody
HR.
in the workforce. As long as you are in a workforce, you probably would know me.
Yeah.
And it's good to know me too.
It is. So many people put in my comments as well that they learn so much of HR.
Glad to teach, glad to share.
Yeah, they're very...
I narcissist. I memang love the spotlight. So I will do all these things to garner your affection.
You want to be loved.
Everybody wants to be loved, but for narcissists, we wanted it more. So okay je lah. See, go find my audience lah.
Another ex-chief here, also talent builder. Yeah, so she agrees with you, Vivian, that, once they outgrow their role, you need to move them out because they need to grow. Kan?
Good for you, Vivian. Good for you.
Vivian. Good job, Vivian. We have somebody who said, baru tengok you dekat Instagram lah. And now they see you here too. Bagus.
Nice.
We have very good audience here. We have Nisha, loving these reflections. Yep. Betul. And we have Amirul here saying we shouldn't see a generation as a problem. Doesn't matter what generation lah. If you do your job well, it's a behavior issue. If you can't.
I like he said that it's an individual problem.
Bukan generation kan?
It's not a generation issue. It's an individual problem.
Very good. Thank you so much, Amirul. Thank you everyone for these wonderful questions. Of course, people have different, different places of where they are right now. For example, we have Rita here who just quit her government teacher job, 12 years doing that. She has a master's actually in HRD. She doesn't have a role at the moment. Tak ada rezeki lagi katanya. She just needs a chance. What do you say to the HR departments that are not giving people a chance just because they don't have a perfect track record lah? They don't have the right...
I will tell you why. With the
why?
salary that you ask for, probably they can find somebody who they don't need to teach and have much more experience. It's a very competitive market, And then HR is not, honestly, HR is not a niche skill. Because in Malaysia, HR is not regulated. So anybody also can come to practice HR. So when because of that one, anybody also can be a HR. Like for me, I also not educated in HR. I'm an engineer by training, but I became HR. So it's a very competitive market. My advice, if you want somebody to take a risk on you, to give you a chance, go find your cable. Somebody who has worked with you in the past, who can testify that you will be able to make it. In Southeast Asia, especially Malaysia, is a very cable market. Go find your cable, find that referral who can introduce you to a job. Now, there are other ways to go about it also. When you guys want to try to switch to something that you don't have an opportunity to, right? You can try an internal transfer. Try to do something, get internal transfer, then move out from there. That is also a way to do it. For those with sales background who want to go into HR, go become a recruiter in a recruitment agency. They are very open to hire anybody with sales experience. Then you will start your HR journey in recruitment. There is always a way. It's just that whether you are there to go for it or not.
Salespeople are very motivated.
Like it's up to you whether you want to really want to put in the work, the grit, the determinants to go after it or not.
Betul.
Your tenacity is so important.
Yeah. So for you, like a trained engineer, also move into HR. What's the key thing you think that helps you move up in the HR department?
Move up?
Obviously you didn't start as head of HR.
I did not. It's
So how
also
do you-
one of those days, bos tambah kerja tak tambah gaji. Dia satu kali tambah I 3 kerja, marketing, admin, HR. I was from ops.
That's quite a wide.
But you see, us older generation, we stupid, okay? Bos pagi je, we ambil kerja tu kerja je. We tak buat bising semua tu. I memang tak buat bising, okay? Inside, I wanted to kill my boss, but I just do our job anyway. This is the Gen X lah. Diam-diam buat kerja je. Bodoh, okay? Don't learn from me. Be like the Gen Z. Go ask.
Don't just take everything people give you.
Just take lah, but take. But this is the thing, if that thing didn't happen, I wouldn't have an opportunity to do it.
Right.
Who would give me marketing out of the blue? Nobody. But it was an opportunity. Count, so I grab it, I gasak je lah, I buat je lah. And look where I bring the things to. Now, before I go, when it comes to career transition, you don't have to start everything from scratch. Focus on your transferable skills. This is what I will advise you guys. I give you a very good example. I see a lot of you have so many questions now. Okay? Come DM me on IG. I answer every single question. Just come and DM me. These skills, I got it from my corporate days. You know why? One day I have 200 emails. Now, I don't have so much email. But every day, I have minimum 50, 60 DMs per day. For me, it's just like answering emails. So I transferred my email replying skills to answer DMs. Sama je. You see how I transfer my skill? Okay je. So I can manage to clear my DMs every day. That is something you don't get from other influencer. This one I can guarantee. Sebab I pun message ada influencer, dia orang tak jawab I.
Not just DMs. I think on LinkedIn, you answer every single comment.
Every single, that one, I don't know how long I can hold it. Before this, I answer every single TikTok, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Then I cannot cope with it anymore, right? I dump TikTok first. After that, I dump Instagram recently. I still answer all DM. It's just that public comments, I don't have the capacity.
Banyak sangat.
Tak boleh, sudah banyak sangat. This is something very grateful to everybody, but I really cannot. I focus my energy still to answer all the DM, because the DM are all, things are on fire.
They took the effort also.
Not really effort. I think when they come and DM you, it also takes a lot of courage for somebody to ask for help.
Of course, yeah.
So a lot of people, when they message me, the first thing they will write there, I'm not sure whether you're gonna read this. I hope you do. You know, like so kesian like that, you know. But I read every single DM. I read. I answer almost everything. Those that want to ask me, where are you from? I want to get to know you. Those I don't answer lah. Your smile is so lovely. Those are scams, okay? Tak payah itu. But if you have a problem, like tonight, you guys have so many questions, I did not get to address it, you don't be shy. You come DM me on IG. On LinkedIn also, I answer every single DM. It's just that right now on LinkedIn, I am very fortunate. My 30,000 quota already full. So if you are second connection, you cannot DM me. So the best place is Instagram, @professionalbimbo.
There you go. @professionalbimbo, ladies and gentlemen. You can DM her. She will answer every single DM. But on Instagram, again, I'd like to say, you're one of the few people who answer every single comment or reply to every single comment under your post. And, you know, that's something...
For LinkedIn Instagram tak ada dah.
Tak sempat dah. Okay, Vivian is on again. She said, because you took on so much, that's why you have the depth of knowledge and you can connect to the problem solution. Very smart lah, Vivian. Betul. On point. This is
But
why.
be better than me. Go ask for the increment. Don't be so stupid like me.
Okay, it is 9:15 p.m. I promise to end this at 9, but I'm gonna pass it to you, Aunty. What is your final pesanan untuk all of our audience right now? You know, you said it yourself. Many of them have issues, may have problems. They can DM you, but now, to everyone, what is your last words for them?
I will share you one of my favorite quote from Maya Angelou. During my corporate days, all this dugaan, I understand, boss you boss, I don't like use the word toxic. Your boss is not good lah. You have been overloaded with work, but never pay you fairly. Favoritism, micromanagement, all this I've been through it. Okay, and this is something that Maya Angelou taught me that brought me through my toughest time in my career. This is what she said: if you don't like something, change it, and if you can't change it, then change your own attitude. So with that, I'm going to bid you all farewell. I wish you guys all the best. If you have any question, please don't be shy to reach out.
Thank you so much, Auntie HR. Ladies and gentlemen, help me to thank her in your comments, in comments down below. Virtual high five for Auntie here. Thank you so much for sampai lah. Okay, appreciate you so much. And in her busy schedule, she came and 1.5 hours, almost 2 hours with us. And she was backstage for half an hour. So sorry again. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Please do DM Auntie on Instagram at Professional Bimbo on Instagram, on LinkedIn. Also, she reads all of your comments and all your DMs. And again, don't dilarang bodoh.
Don't victimize yourself. Yes.
Don't victimize yourself. There you go.
Don't victimize yourself and jangan bodoh bersama.
With that, thank you so much for tuning in. Good night.
I will see you
Take
guys
care.
live again another time.
Bye. Thank you. Take care, everyone. Okay.